Vegas, Nevada, known for being the entertainment capital of the world and the city that never sleeps. Recently, the local sports scene taken giant leaps, and tonight at Cashman Field, soccer lights up Vegas for the very first time as Las Vegas Lights FC hosts the Montreal Impact of MLS. Great to have you with us, everybody, on this historic night. I'm Drew Felios, thrilled to be alongside the former Virginia Tech star, Morgan Conklin. And Morgan, this is a historic night for Sin City.
And Drew, in our talks, we've heard entertainment, exciting, attacking soccer, and that is exactly what we are going to expect on the field. And just the electric atmosphere that's in the stadium, definitely a night to remember. A
friendly pitting the USL squad, which is brand new to the league. Las Vegas taking on the Montreal Impact. And for the Impact, we're going to be talking about Ignacio Piatti, the midfielder from Argentina. He is a sensational player.
Well, and Piatti is one of the best players in the MLS. He just brings experience in his ability to just control the midfield. He finds his way wide, likes the ball towards that left side. He's a back-to-back MLS All-Star. For the last 3 seasons has been Montreal's team MVP, just so much experience. But my question when it comes to Piatti, how does Vegas account for him? How do they accept him? He's going to want the ball in the midfield. Las Vegas likes that high pressure. How do they take care of him in the midfield?
So for Las Vegas, we're going to be getting to know these players tonight. Joel Wiki, the defender, the center back, is one that they're going to be counting on a lot in their inaugural year.
Well, and a player with a lot of experience. He has 14 caps with the Mexican national team, but like you said, they are going to count on him tonight. Center back, he has great size for a defender, obviously experience, like I mentioned, but when this young team is still figuring out, they're new, still trying to figure out how everything works, he is a player that is so important with his experience, but also being back there in the center, being able to see the whole field in front of him.
The atmosphere tonight is simply perfect here at Cashman Field. Crowd ready for pro soccer. And as I said, we're going to be introducing you to the cast of characters, the very first Las Vegas Lights team as they continue to finalize their roster. And the first one we get to know is goalkeeper Angel Alvarez.
Angel Alvarez, I'm a goalkeeper for the Las Vegas Lights. I like to call myself what is known as a sweeper keeper. You know, modern soccer nowadays doesn't really allow you to play on your line as a goalkeeper like it did back in the day. You need to be more flexible, and some people consider it crazy. I like to call it the new style of play, the modern style of play, and which includes not staying inside your goal the whole game. You know, playing a little bit off the line, playing behind the defenders, and being there in case they get through, so you can cover them. Oh, that's an easy one. You know, growing up in Las Vegas, I went through the whole club process, through the whole rec process, and you know, I always dreamed of being a professional soccer player. And the last place I imagined I would become a professional soccer player would be here in my hometown, because growing up there was no professional soccer team, and you know, like, it's just a dream come true to be able to fulfill my dream. Definitely, my family was a soccer family, you know. My mother's brothers, and including my dad. Growing up in Mexico, it was easier for me. I would go to the stadium to watch my favorite team, Chivas, every 15 days. And back then, when I would go to the stadium, you know, Chivas had probably the best roster in Mexico, including probably 7 national team players, and it was easy for me to fall in love with soccer. If I wasn't a soccer player, I don't know. I'm not really good at anything else, but maybe, I don't know, maybe a YouTuber. I like to make videos.
Well done by Angel Alvarez, as he'll be biting for playing time, with Ricardo Ferrino expected to get the nod in net for Las Vegas Lights FC. The 33rd team in the USL begins their play here tonight at Cashman Field, a field that is also the AAA baseball stadium with the Las Vegas 51s. But trust me, this place looks like it was made for soccer. We're going to see that certainly tonight. So an exciting night ahead as Las Vegas hosts the Montreal Impact of MLS. We'll give you the starting 11 and get you ready for this historic exhibition coming up next.
Giving food to the homeless on the streets may seem like a good idea, but unfortunately, here's what's likely to happen.
Can you see the food and debris that is left on the street? This is an example of well-intentioned individuals that are bringing food down for our homeless population. In reality, what happens is this food ends up on the street and creates additional health problems, additional sanitation issues, and creates a horrible environment for our homeless citizens. It's better to direct your donations to one of the many fine agencies prepared to give the homeless nutritious, fresh, and healthy meals. These agencies can also provide a number of additional resources that are available to make a positive difference in the lives of those who are struggling to survive.
We thank you for caring, but it's best to give to our homeless population with dignity and compassion by helping the social services agencies designed to assist the homeless and make sure your good intentions are helping, not hurting our homeless citizens.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Aaron Taylor, the real estate guy. I've helped Nevada residents buy and sell over 5,000 homes since 1994. We at 048 Realty are proud to partner with the Nevada Broadcasters Association in recognizing the Nevada Military Support Alliance. Nevada servicemen and women are battle-born and often stand in harm's way to fight for our freedom, with some giving the ultimate sacrifice. I'm Aaron Taylor, the real estate guy, and I am Nevada proud.
Getting ready for the first match in club history, Las Vegas Lights FC set to host the Montreal Impact in a friendly and a ruckus environment tonight here in Las Vegas. Let's get you ready for the kickoff. Our starting 11 brought to you by Zappos, presenting the Lights FC jersey at zappos.com/soccer. You look at Montreal. In the net is Evan Bush. This will be his 4th year starting. And then Morgan, you look at the way this team is aligned. What really stands out to you?
Well, we obviously already spoke about Piatti, who will be out on that left side, but also Zafir Tater, that we just added him this past season, played 7 seasons in the top league in Italy, brings so much experience to this team. He's now a designated player with Montreal, but also Raheem Edwards, who's out on that right flank, that right side. He has a lot of experience in the USL with Toronto FC too, and then also last year playing with the first team, Toronto FC.
Las Vegas Lights FC, Ricardo Ferrino gets the start in goal. Played some pro soccer in Mexico, 26 years old. And then the rest of these guys, not many mainstays, Morgan. They're pretty much all vying for spots on this roster.
And it's still early in the season, but going back to Ferrino real quick, I'm really excited to see him play because we've heard just how he really drills these free kicks. He takes all their free kicks, adds to their attacking style of play. But Julian Portugal, keep an eye out for him on that right side. We've heard a lot of praise about him.
Starting 11's brought to you by Zappos, presenting the Lights FC jersey at zappos.com/soccer. Kickoff straight ahead.
If you're wanting to help animals find their forever homes, please consider fostering as a wonderful way to contribute. By opening up your hearts and homes for as little as a few weeks, you can help save the lives of pets who are sick, injured, or underage, and who simply need a quiet, stress-free environment and a little TLC. No special skills are needed, just dedication, time, and patience. Please visit animalfoundation.com to learn more.
Here's your Las Vegas history moment. Las Vegas High School opened its doors to students in the fall of 1930 and is the oldest standing high school in the city. Nestled right in the heart of downtown at 7th and Bridger, the Art Deco structure sits on land once owned by the Union Pacific Railroad. The protected historical building and city landmark operated for 63 years as a high school before being renamed the Las Vegas Academy for the Performing Arts in 1993. But the proud name and tradition of Las Vegas High School lives on with a new school campus built on the east end of Sahara Avenue. A monument created by Las Vegas High School alumni stands in front of the Las Vegas Academy, reproducing the sacred senior squares started by some of the campus's original students. The monument allows people to see all of the vibrant colors of the squares spanning over 40 years of popular graphic styles and emblems of each graduating class from 1941 to 1998. Those who buy the Las Vegas Centennial license plate help preserve and protect the city's history because proceeds fund projects like this. Grants to help celebrate, preserve, and provide education about the city's history are also available. For more information, call 702-229-6672.
Just moments away from kickoff, we introduce you to the Findlay Toyota. Keys to the match. Morgan, it's all you.
Well, and obviously coming out strong, they need a strong start to really establish a tempo, a tone, defend the counterattack. They have to be weary, especially with high defenders, maintain possession. It makes the game so much easier.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, too, the tempo that we're going to see for this 90 minutes. What kind of tempo will Las Vegas play with? They have promised their fans they will attack, and attack some more. Nobody is going to stand around, according to the head coach, Chalice, who we'll be talking a lot about over the next few hours. As Montreal wearing the white and very interesting Las Vegas Lights uniforms that are getting a lot of attention, Morgan, in the dark uniforms here tonight.
Well, and I think we've realized in our short amount of time, obviously the season's still young, that I don't think Las Vegas is really doing anything traditional when it comes to bringing soccer to their town, and the jerseys are just an example of that. You know, when you flip it over your head for a goal celebration, you get the Zappo smiley face underneath the shirt. I think what they're doing as a whole is incredible, and I'm absolutely a fan.
Isaac Diaz playing in that back line for Las Vegas. As Montreal comes in, finished 9th of 11 teams last year in the MLS Eastern Conference. Montreal wondering how their conditioning will hold up tonight. Now, you would think an MLS team would fare very well against a USL team, even in an early exhibition, but Montreal has not taken these guys lightly whatsoever. That ball will be played out of bounds. This Montreal team has worked out for the past 2 weeks. New head coach, new attitude, and Montreal youth movement going on. Going to be interesting to see how it holds up against a team playing in their first ever exhibition here tonight. So here come the lights. Las Vegas right now with 6 homegrown players. Amongst the starters, 7 with MLS or Liga MX experience. Pipeline from Mexico is being established right now for this Vegas team. Here's Vargas. Jason Vargas, midfielder out of Chile, 20 years old, mega talented for Montreal as the ball sails out. You see Chalice right there, already playing to the officials. Jose Luis Sanchez Sola, the only coach to ever coach in Mexico and in the United States in 2 different leagues. No coach has ever done that. That is a lot of experience that he brings, wearing the ski cap on the near side.
And Drew, that is incredible if you think about it. And he has a psychology background, so he coaches in such a different way. And to have so much experience at different levels, and like you said, being the only coach to have ever coached the top 2 levels in the U.S. and Mexico, that is just incredible, especially for a guy that kind of does it in a different way. It's not your normal soccer coach or kind of a normal soccer. He's all about making it entertaining. And I read this interview, or I listened to an interview with him, and it was awesome. And he just spoke about how he wants his coaching and his style of play that he coaches to be entertaining for the fans. Because he said, you have these people who come out and pay to escape from whatever's going on and just to enjoy the game. And he said, if we don't put on a show, we don't do our job. And I think that just speaks a lot to the style of play that Las Vegas will put on throughout the whole season. They want to entertain.
Tater sends it back for Montreal. Cabrera sending it downfield. And now here come the impact starting to build slowly. Mancosu from the right side, a deflection. It'll be a throw-in for the impact on that far side. Conditions tonight, 58 degrees. Weather this time of year in Vegas. Warm during the day, but at night it can get very chilly. And the fans settling in here and certainly creating a home atmosphere for their Lights, who are back on their heels a little bit right now.
Well, and I just love we're less than 5 minutes into the first game ever, and you have fans just standing up. They didn't agree with the call, letting it be known. I love that. You can just feel the electricity in the atmosphere.
So first set piece for Montreal. Las Vegas has not made defense much of a priority in the early weeks of training. It's been focused mainly on attacking, scoring. Their defense getting an early test here, a corner kick coming up for the impact. This one, pretty nice ball and played out by the Lights. So Montreal will reset. Tater again touching for the visitors. And a flag goes up for the first time. And the crowd, nice round of applause for their Lights. Even though this is an exhibition, Morgan, you know these players suiting up tonight at home want to have at least a very good showing. They want to give their fans reasons to cheer, reasons to be optimistic for the future.
Absolutely. Exhibition does not mean half performance or doesn't mean half effort. Exhibition means there are spots that need to be established, and this is your chance to make it yours.
Alvarez plays it to the left, and now a little hesitation as the ball deflected out. It'll be a throw-in for the Lights on the far side as Calderon comes over to do the honors quickly. And a whistle, that'll be a foul on the Lights.
Drew, we're definitely seeing what we expected, that high press from Las Vegas early in the game, really setting the tempo, setting their tone. But one thing I like on the back line for Vegas, you have Joel Huiki, who we mentioned in the open, just a very strong, solid defender. He has great size, along with Miguel Garduño. They call him Big Mike. He's a player that has great size also. He's playing in that center back. So they're really holding down the fort there, if you want to call that, and letting their wide players get forward, which allows then everyone else to step up and really press Montreal.
Calderon, wearing number 10 for the Lights. He'll throw it in. Well, the inaugural season for the Lights with season tickets includes a team jersey. For more details, visit lightsfc.com/tickets. How about that? Get a chance to don the Lights' new uniforms. Those were just unveiled this past Wednesday, and certainly getting quite a buzz for not just what is on the outside of the jersey, Morgan, but also what is on the inside as well.
I mean, I really am extremely impressed because I've been around the soccer world for a while, and when you just see a club or an organization or whatever just do it different, you don't see that often, and I love it. I think this team, this club is really embracing that, and they're going with it. And you see that the following that they already have, first game ever. Look at this crowd. I mean, it's incredible, and I am totally a fan between the tailgates, between the sponsorships, the jerseys, just all of it. I think it is a really cool twist to the soccer world.
No question what the hot ticket is in Las Vegas tonight. Diallo will send it back. Evan Bush, the goalie, sends it right. And Montreal will try and build from there. I mentioned what was underneath the jerseys for the Las Vegas Lights. There is a smiley face put in just the right spot so that if a player, when he scores, can lift up the jersey, put it over his head, and the smiley face will be right there for all to see. A creative idea that we're going to be seeing all season long, and a new theme, as you said, Morgan.
Well, I think that also establishes what the team celebration will be each time a goal is scored. But who's going to be the first one to, you know, show off the smiley face under the jersey?
I just want to see that tonight for sure for Las Vegas. Ball played out of the corner now.
Drew, I mentioned that size that Las Vegas has on the back line between Garduño, Huiki. You see them getting forward in the box. This is the chance for those defenders to make a mark offensively and to get in the box, get on the end of this corner, because they have the size. Obviously, Montreal has tall defenders as well, though.
Alatorre was right there, had an opportunity, but couldn't do anything with it. Marcelo Alatorre, he is one of the veterans on this Las Vegas team, 33 years old, one of the older players, going to be counted on for his leadership.
Well, and you see him wearing the yellow band tonight, wearing the captain's armband, and he's a player that was really explained as the mentor to the younger guys, and he's really taken on to that role of helping develop the younger guys, get them comfortable, because this is, like we said, a brand new team. You have young guys. You have a lot of guys that are playing in the U.S. for the first time ever, so he's really taken on that role, and you see him. I love when you see a player. You often see captains as center backs. I love when you see one as an outside back because it's a little bit different. You're not exactly in the center of the field, but it just shows that he is such a presence on this team and really helps those younger guys.
Ricardo Ferrino flies out. Now, Ferrino, the goalie, you will see him play forward probably more than any other keeper in the entire league. That is the style they want to play. Here's Alvarez now attacking. Lays it for Diaz, and Isaac Diaz will play it from the right side.
We've seen a couple times when Las Vegas starts to get forward, passes are just a touch off, maybe it's not in the run of the player, maybe a touch behind them, and that's just what happens when it's a new team, still trying to figure out personnel, trying to see where they all play, but the idea is right, and that's promising because that's something you can build off of.
There's Mancosu now, the Italian forward. Tried to cross it. Well played by the Lights. Alatorre right there is hitting the deck. Isaac Diaz, who will be very active at forward here tonight. Morgan, you mentioned that chemistry that the Lights are trying to build. Ideally, how long does that take? A month, couple months, even a season? How long?
I mean, it's hard to say because each team is different and you don't know if there's injuries, you don't know if there's new players. There's always changes going on, but this team has played a couple scrimmages so far. None of that compares to this atmosphere and this opponent. So you would expect a couple games through the regular season, they'll really start to establish that because they'll have gotten through their preseason, just had more trainings under their belt. Obviously game experience, but also just training and being together as a team. So a couple, you see it's a little rough still towards the early start of the season, but a couple games in, you know, week 4, you should really start clicking.
Another whistle. Piatti is going to be a marked man here tonight. The Argentinian, two-time MLS All-Star, wearing number 10. Vargas looks like we'll put this in play for Montreal. Packed house here tonight at Cashman Field. Lovitz hit it low that time, and now an opportunity for the Lights to counter. And there's that chemistry that you just talked about, Morgan. Diaz could not control it.
But it's the right idea because you see Diaz coming towards helping out Lugo, who does a nice job keeping the ball. He has to pop it over, has to settle it, but he does a nice job keeping. Diaz tries to help, but it's also really tough to turn. He's right on the sideline. There's not a lot of space there. So that turn from Diaz is pretty slim that he's going to be able to connect it just because he's so tight to the touchline.
You notice the pitch that the players playing on tonight. The grass covering what is usually a baseball field. It will be like that for every single home match. And interesting to see how that turf holds up tonight, tested in a 90-minute soccer game by both of these pro teams. So everything new here at Cashman Field tonight. And now the Lights trying to develop some rhythm. Here's Piatti for Montreal. And coming over to cut him off was Alex Mendoza. About 10,000 expected here. And there's a group of loyal Las Vegas fans that have a name, the Electric Company, going to be rooting on the Lights. And never too early for Chalice to mix it up with our officials down on the field. Morgan, he is as animated and as straightforward a coach that you're going to find at any level in soccer.
Well, and in speaking with some of the front office with Las Vegas, they were just saying how Chalice is the perfect fit for their organization and what their club is all about, and the way that he works with the players and just the community, the fans that they have attracted. He really is the perfect fit for this team.
A little bit edgy, a little bit controversial for this franchise. It works. So if you're a fan of the Las Vegas Lights, be sure to come early to every Lights game for the Zappos tailgate. The beer garden, food trucks, live music as well, starting at 5:30 p.m. The Zappos tailgate for each and every home game here at Cashman Field. Great to have you with us, everybody, alongside the former Virginia Tech star Morgan Conklin. I'm Drew Felios. We are 15 minutes in. No score so far, and both teams struggling to really possess and build. A couple set pieces early for Montreal, but that's been about all the action. And this should be a goal kick for the Impact. Impact with a flux of younger players coming in after the retirement of Patrice Bernier. Safir Tater, one of those guys, the midfielder out of Algeria, who is supposed to come in and sort of fill that void as you look at Evan Bush, the experienced goalie for Montreal. Pearl on the far side for the Lights, with numbers trying to push it upfield. Las Vegas passed just a little bit ahead for Lugo. Couldn't do anything with it.
And Drew, we spoke about the pressure that Las Vegas brings. You saw the pressure coming from the backside. There was a double down that allowed them to really get a turnover and go quickly.
Now it's Piatti. Oh, beautiful ball inside the 18. Impact can't get one off. The goalie came out very far. Ferrino to disrupt the rhythm that time, and the crowd loves it. Taking chances, taking risks. You certainly see that in that last sequence for the Lights.
And I think one of the best things that I just saw from that sequence, when Montreal brought the ball out and tried to build again, there were 10 players from Las Vegas behind the ball. They got everyone behind the ball except for their high forward. It's so hard to create when you get players back in behind the ball. A really nice job defensively of getting back. You see how they just crashed, coming off his line. Ferrino's quick to get there, but like you said, he got caught out a little bit, but you saw him working back. He likes to attack. He likes to get forward, so I'm not surprised to see him step out of his box, but you saw him retreat pretty quickly, which is obviously nice to see.
Ferrino playing to the crowd as well. He'll be an early fan favorite here at Cashman Field. Have a couple local products suiting up tonight for the Lights. Julian Portugal, one of those guys, midfielder. Went to Palo Verde High School, also UNLV product. A Mexican-born, but a Las Vegas native, thrilled to be at home, suiting up for the Lights. So the best scoring chance thwarted thus far. Intercepted. Here's Lovitz. Sends this one down, and Ferrino is there in position once more. And a yellow card is going to be dished out for the first time tonight. Morgan, what happened?
Well, right there, he just said that it was a handball, and he said it was intentional, so he brought the ball back. I'd have to see it again to see. Obviously, it's a call no matter what. I'd have to see again. Definitely looks like he has his hands in the air. That's one that Huiki's trying to play off and say, no, my hands were just in the air. I was going for it, but definitely he put them there knowing if his foot didn't stop the ball, he'd get a hand there. But that being said, this is really a good opportunity for Montreal. They've had the ball in this spot before. Vegas did a nice job defensively to clear it, but you cannot keep giving a team, no matter who they are, free set pieces right around your 18.
So this is the third set piece for Montreal. Not even 20 minutes in. And it's Vargas. A little too much on that one. Sailed to the right. And Las Vegas avoids danger once again. Well, your Southern Nevada nonprofit organization can get $5 back with every ticket purchased at lightsfc.com. Visit lightsfc.com/kickback for more details. This organization going to do things right on the field. Also eager to get very involved in the community. First action tonight for the Las Vegas Lights. And again, Ferrino comes way out to play that one. I mean, he was near the top of the 18 that time.
Well, and that's one thing that needs to be worked out and will be worked out just as Las Vegas continues to play as a team. But if Ferrino is going to come off his line, Gardino has to know that and either play it to him, or Ferrino needs to not come off his line if Gardino is just going to hit that out of bounds. It can't be both coming out and then it staying in play.
Impact crowding the box now, and there's Ferrino winning the battle as he got airborne and again aggressively ripped it down. A little bit of chatter afterwards as well with Raheem Edwards.
Ferrino has every right to be fired up after that. That was really one of his first one-on-one challenges where he had to get up off his line, had to win that ball because Edwards had a pretty clear chance there. Ferrino did a great job getting high, really just establishing his dominance in the box. He's done it with this kicking game. He's come off his line quick, but really that was the first time that he had to get up in the air to win a battle. So nice job from Ferrino. He's able to win a kick, and we know that he can really start the attack if he has it at his feet.
Oh, this ball intercepted again. It'll be another chance for the Impact. Ferrino again out in no man's land, but he is making that part of the field look like he is right at home here in this first 21. Well, Chalice said we want Ferrino to control the ball a ton, be very athletic, play all over the field. He's certainly getting what he wished for.
22 minutes in, I think he's definitely doing that. It's one thing, though, I mentioned it with the last communication issue. They have to keep talking. Defensively, you're still working out, playing with new players. I've said it a couple times so far, but it's so important. This is your first really official match against a very good team who is going to put pressure on you as well. So the communication has to be there all the time, but especially when you have a goalkeeper that is so quick off his line.
Aside from it being the first ever game for the Lights and what's at stake here tonight, there's also got to be just a lot of pride, Morgan, in the USL taking on an MLS team. You want to prove that you can hang for 90 minutes. And a huge objective for Las Vegas here tonight. They think they can win this contest. Gonna be tough though. Impact building again, and there is Ferrino in perfect position.
Nice job from Ferrino. Mankodu gets the ball, finds Tater in the middle, a quick turn, he gets that shot. A nice job just reacting from Ferrino, brings the ball down, and he's comfortable when it's at his feet. So of course he's gonna try to waste time if he can do that.
Wanted a whistle there, don't get it. Diaz in the corner now. And let's see, gonna be a goal kick coming up for the Impact.
One thing I'm seeing right now with Las Vegas is when they win it, they're having trouble finding the ball wide because it's forced wide every time. They need more width from those wing players. If they can open up and then the ball's played into space, it's more natural going forward. It's easier going forward because you don't have to force it when there's not as much space. So the first step wide, when Las Vegas wins the ball from those wide players has to be to the touchline, if not off the field. Because if the ball stays in bounds, you can still get there. But there has to be width created to really to give them an opportunity, but also to stretch out Montreal. If you keep it central, it's easy to defend that.
Montreal has had some chances so far in this first half. Player of the match so far has been Ricardo Ferrino, the Las Vegas goalie. And now the Lights trying to possess. Collected on the far side. And Luco. Pass cut off that time, sent back to Evan Bush. Now the Lights back to work. Got some numbers. They can get it in the middle of the field.
And if you watch the middle of the field, you see 26, Julian Portugal, working off the ball. He keeps his eye on the ball. He's doing his footwork to get open. And he's a player that has really impressed so far early in the season. He's played in a majority of the minutes in the 2 preseason games so far, scrimmages. So he's a player that I like seeing him work off the ball. He hasn't been on the ball as much, but you see him in the game trying to get around the ball and really aware of his spacing.
Yeah, Portugal, midfielder who came to the open tryout back in December. Wild coaches. And he should have a huge role this year. There's Marcelo Alatorre. Someone they're going to count on big time. Garduño now will send it far side for the Lights. And the whistle will come out. Flag goes up. That'll be Montreal ball. Well, this certainly does not have a feel of just another exhibition. That is for sure. Stands are packed here tonight at Cashman Field. And not only that, you look along the berm, you see fans just wanting to get a glimpse of this historic night. There is not an open seat here in this stadium. This is a much anticipated opening match for the Las Vegas Lights FC, and it's the first of 3 spring training matches for this franchise. This is Wiki, near side now, Alatorre. Wiki. That's Carlos Alvarez wearing number 12. You see the individual skill of Montreal, especially in that back line, Morgan. They are tough.
But you also see the high press from Las Vegas responding to that. They really swarm the ball. They do a good job of pressuring high, but also backtracking, like I mentioned earlier, and trying to double down and just making it difficult. They're just trying to limit space for Montreal to attack in.
Here's Piatti now. Every time he touches, magic seems to happen. Vargas, though, sends it high. That'll be a goal kick for Ferrino.
One thing that Las Vegas has to be aware of, though, is with that high press, they're often swarming the ball, which is great, but they have to be aware of that slip ball in the middle. There's been 2 shots there for Montreal, and if they find that ball in the middle, if they get a quick turn, it's just a matter of time until one of those goes in the back of the net. So the press is great from Vegas, but they have to be aware that they're either tight enough that the ball doesn't slip through, or if it does, that there's a player stepping in high to that slip in the middle.
Lugo now, again in the mix for Vegas. Taken away by Vargas. Playing out of center circle, this is Mancosu, and he is tripped up. Whistle will come out, and Montreal will have it near midfield. Las Vegas has not had a shot on goal just yet. See if they can muster one here as we're approaching 30-minute mark. That's Diallo, Frenchman, 31 years old, newcomer on this Montreal team. Sent back now, and now the lights. Not much help upfield for Lugo. Let's see if he can hold it. No, gave it away that time as Tater came up for the interception. Now the lights with a chance, sending it back. And unable to control on the far side is Haldord. Well, the effort is certainly there, and the energy as well for the Las Vegas Lights. I think that chemistry, though, certainly still building.
Well, that's almost a good problem to have, because you would rather have the energy and the effort and then work on the chemistry, because it's a lot easier to just work on that. It's just experience of playing together and time together, rather than having that and just not having that excitement when you play. And obviously that's important in any game, but especially this Las Vegas team. You see Ferrino putting on a show. You don't see a goalkeeper that confident in his box, a defender on him, just keeping the ball at his feet.
He certainly has a flair about him. He is just what this franchise needs in year one in the net. He has been fabulous. The coaches and front office were emphatic when they said, we're not just going to play soccer, we're going to put on a show, as this market deserves that with this team. And I would say here 30 minutes in, Morgan, it has certainly been entertaining.
But owner Brett Lashbrook also made it clear that we're going to entertain, but we're playing to win. It's not just a show. We are putting on a show, but we are playing to win. They want results, and obviously tonight would be a great start for that.
Alatorre now. Double team comes up. Tater able to take it away. Safir Tater. Piatti collects. Want the flag to go up, and there again is Ferrino. Again, hold your breath that time. If you're part of the Lights faithful, they avert danger.
Piatti had way too much time. I know that the Las Vegas defense was sliding over, but a player of his caliber, you cannot allow him to take a touch. He could have taken 2 more touches, brought the ball down, and ripped one in the far corner.
Yeah, eventually, that could easily happen, Morgan. Certainly have to tighten up if you're the Lights. Have not had a substitution so far, but we expect to see several substitutes throughout the night. In fact, Remy Gard, the head coach for Montreal, said he plans to play every single athlete on the roster. Alatorre, this one high in the air, and the flag will go up that time. As a little bit too far was Lugo.
Drew, something else to keep an eye on in those opening key points to the game. I mentioned that Las Vegas has to establish their game and, establish that high press that they bring, but going forward, more importantly, it's bringing that for the whole 90 minutes, and that's difficult, especially this early in the season, but we're a little over a third of the way through. Defensively, they still have that pressure. It's been great. There's been a couple times offensively they haven't transitioned as quickly as they had earlier, and as I would expect from this team based on the style of play that they like and just what they've brought out defensively. Normally when a team can transition to attack, it's a little bit quicker. So as this game goes on, it's difficult, you're tired. The 90 minutes really start to wear on you, and this environment is so electric, but it's also a little draining. You're so hyped up and to have to maintain that. But that being said, it's important to do so if you want to be successful in the USL. So tonight is a test for that. Can they bring the energy for 90 minutes?
Alvarez in a pack, trying to separate, send it a little bit too far wide. Morgan, I think you just made a great point. As those chances start to stack up for Montreal, you got to think it's only a matter of time before they get on the scoreboard. And you're right, just in the legs and then the tempo. A little bit of difference here for the Lights over the last few minutes than what we saw, obviously, in the first half.
But it's also one of those things, Montreal is not playing with the high line of pressure. They're a little bit more relaxed. They're slowing the game down a little bit. They're still trying to figure out their personnel as well, but the high press isn't exactly their style of play. So that being said, if you look at the players, the Las Vegas players are probably playing a little bit harder. Their heart rate is higher because they are running, they are covering the ground. So over time, how does that work out? Can Vegas take advantage of their opportunities? Can they put one away and still get on the back, step high onto Montreal? Because as the game goes on, Montreal's a little bit more relaxed. They've had some experience, and just their style of play is different.
And you know, Morgan, from all the times that you suited up so many times, who wins a match is simply about who wants it more. And I think tonight, without question, this friendly means a lot more to Las Vegas than it does to Montreal. The Lights want to have a good showing in front of this packed house here at Cashman Field.
And I think also when I think about, you know, what it takes to win and all that, it's just who is the better team on the night, in the moment, who is the better team. And obviously this atmosphere really plays in to the Lights and all that they can do. So this is an opportunity that they can take advantage of. Still early in the season, like we've said, but that they've still had their opportunities. They're doing what they want, getting their goalkeeper high, playing direct, pressuring high, and they might just be the better team at doing that.
Lights trying to manufacture their first shot of the night. Just outside the 6, the goalie comes out. And this one over the goal. Diaz had to wait for it to come down. He had one defender just in front of him. This crowd was waiting to explode.
And guess who started that whole attack? Ricardo Ferrino, the goalkeeper, gets the ball high. The pressure from Las Vegas keeps the ball in play. Lugo does a nice job of getting it towards the goal, but what I really like is Diaz. The ball's coming to him. It's a tough bounce. He does his best to try to get a deflection to earn a corner. It didn't go their way. But in that moment, Diaz is in a tough spot because the way the ball is coming down, he's just trying to earn his team something.
Yes, it was certainly Ferrino who started that rally. Morgan, you've called a lot of games around the USL, also around so many other leagues as well, collegiate games. Have you ever seen a goalie as active as Ferrino has been in this first half so far?
No. It's pretty simple to answer that question. But I think Ferrino, you said it, he is a goalkeeper that fits this club perfectly. The way that they want to play, they want to entertain, and that's how you do it.
Looking for the flag and finally getting it that time. Couple impact players a little bit too far downfield, and the Lights now will reset. Drew Felios and Morgan Conklin, great to have you with us tonight. It's been an exciting night so far here in Las Vegas, still looking for our first goal, and if it comes from the Lights, we guarantee you it will be a moment that this stadium and the USL remembers for an awfully long time. These folks have come to see offense. Crowd a little bit late arriving, getting here tonight, trying to figure out exactly where to go, where to sit. As that looked like a near handball, but we play on as Alvarez sends it back to Alatorre, and now Ferrino will give it a ride for the Lights. Ken Krolicki, another midfielder for Montreal. Impact trying to win those one-on-ones. Mancuso inside the 18 now. Another good opportunity for Montreal. Traffic in there, though, as Huiki was marking him very tightly, and there was no whistle.
Another player, Alex Mendoza, did a great job dropping and really blocking that pass as Edwards tried to pick his head up, tried to find his teammates. The way that this team attacks together, Las Vegas, and then they defend together, is extremely impressive, and that is such a good basis to have as a team, as they are in it. They attack with numbers, they defend with numbers, because when you get your numbers behind the ball and you have players dropping hard to put pressure, it's hard to get past that.
Wiki, the center back, experience on the Mexican national team, also Liga MX. Tried to give it a ride there. It was deflected. Now Piatti for Montreal. Tater. Contact as Diaz went to the ground.
I love that footwork from Diaz. The first little touch is what draws that collision and allows Las Vegas to get numbers forward.
So Marcelo Alatorre on the set piece now. And actually, this will be Wiki coming up to play it for Las Vegas. Actually, it will be Alatorre. And now I believe we will see some substitutes coming in. Chalice goes to the bench for the first time. We'll get you those details as soon as we have them. Gerardo Lugo. Mendoza now. Ferrino got into a pretty good spot. Here's Piatti. And Montreal will toss it in right in front of the Las Vegas bench. Keep in mind, mid-50s tonight here in Las Vegas. It is nippy at Cashman Field. Nice breeze in the air as well. Lights trying to get numbers ahead. You just see also these two teams, a distinct size advantage for Montreal, especially with height. As that one's sent out, the Impact will toss it in on the far side. If this comes down to set pieces, that's definitely an edge for the visitor. Cut off this time. And the Lights try to clear it.
That's the issue right now, is trying to clear it. Once Las Vegas wins control, they're having trouble connecting that longer pass to really split the pressure and get away from these Montreal players. You saw last time the ball slid out wide. Alatorre tries to find the diagonal ball all the way across, which would have a player in behind. It just doesn't make it there. The last one, they try to play it out. It doesn't get there. That's the breakdown right now, because the pressure is there. Winning the ball back is there, but playing the ball out of pressure, that's not connecting.
Now player down right in front of the Lights bench, and the first yellow dished out to Montreal. Daniel Lovitz getting it that time. That's the second that we've seen so far tonight for both teams. And let's take one more look at the foul.
And you see the way that Las Vegas is able to play in that small area. Really nice job. Mendoza gets the ball back, and that's a tough collision into the ankle. Absolutely a call, absolutely a yellow card, especially in a friendly. The referee's just kind of setting a tone.
Now approaching intermission. Good effort that time by Vargas, couldn't save it. Only 20 years old for Montreal. Also Alatorre, active that time for Las Vegas. Morgan, I think it is imperative here for the Lights to keep Montreal off the board here going to intermission. Remember how the final minutes just before half can be so critical whenever you think you've made it safely to intermission.
Drew, that's a great point, but especially with a newer team in the Lights compared to Montreal, who's been in this position before. These Vegas players, none of them have been in this position before as a team. This is the first time, really, as the time ticks down towards half. A set piece right here, it has to be cleared, it has to get out of the box.
Yellow card issued that time to Alex Mendoza for Las Vegas. So the second yellow for Vegas, the third in this match. And the Lights really tightening up defensively. Not much in the way of scoring chances for the home team so far. Isaac Diaz had a pretty decent opportunity a few minutes ago, but the ball sailed over the goal.
But Drew, one thing, they may have not had any clear chances, but one thing that the Lights have done is establish the fact and shown to Montreal that they're tough to defend. They're going to work hard defensively when Montreal has the ball, but also when Vegas has opportunities, they're going to send numbers forward. They're going to look, so maybe they haven't had a clear chance, but they've set the tone that Montreal cannot slow down.
Here's Piatti, great one-on-one skill, cut off at the top of the 18. As he looks at the official, wanted a whistle that time, not gonna get it. We play on with less than a minute in regulation time in this first half. Lights now attacking quickly. Portugal. Isaac Diaz had it taken away. Piatti right there to do the job. Mendoza. Mendoza now sends it back. No word on stoppage time just yet. So Huiki and company will work methodically here. Alatorre lost it. Now Montreal tries for a final scoring chance before intermission. And that will do it at the end of the first 45 minutes of play in Las Vegas Lights FC history. 0-0, your score. Both teams playing hard, and this crowd strongly behind their lights. USL Soccer from Cashman Field and Las Vegas continues at halftime right after this.
Here's your Las Vegas history moment. The historic Westside School, which opened in 1923, was the first to educate Native American and African American students here in Las Vegas. It remains the oldest school building in the state of Nevada and recently underwent a $12.5 million restoration. Projects like the Westside School are made possible thanks in part to the sale of the Las Vegas Centennial license plate. For more information, call 702-229-6672.
Las Vegas has become a great place to bike, walk, and jog. Unfortunately, there are dangers on our streets. Pedestrian fatalities are at epidemic levels, according to Las Vegas Metropolitan Police. And these are fatalities police say are 99% preventable.
I think it's a global problem. I think it's everybody's issue.
Among the many specialty plates available through the Nevada Department of Motor Vehicles, you'll find this one. This Share the Road plate helps fund educational projects through grants from the Nevada Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Board. It's hoped this Share the Road message will not only remind motorists to look out for pedestrians, it will remind pedestrians to always choose safety over convenience.
I know that sometimes the crosswalks may be a little bit farther than you want, but think about this. Is it worth your life or your health and safety to take that chance? I don't think so.
Every day, dozens of lost and stray pets are brought into the Animal Foundation. If your pet goes missing, we highly recommend that you visit our campus immediately, as lost pets are only held legally for 72 hours. To prevent your animal from getting lost, we highly recommend that you keep them indoors and make sure that your yard is secure. If you have any further questions, visit our website, animalfoundation.com.
Here's your Las Vegas history moment. Haldord Days started in the 1940s. Las Vegas was transitioning from little desert town to tourist destination, with hotels such as the El Cortez opening to visitors. During that time, city leaders wanted to create an event that would entertain tourists and give locals a chance to show their civic pride. It ceased to exist in the 90s, but was resurrected in 2005, our city's 100th birthday. Historic projects like this are made possible from proceeds from the purchase of the Las Vegas Centennial license plate.
Welcome back to this historic night in Las Vegas as Las Vegas Lights FC hosts the Montreal Impact of MLS. Drew Felios alongside the former Virginia Tech star Morgan Conklin. Scoreless up to this point, but certainly 45 minutes of thrills for this capacity crowd at Cashman Field. As history continues to be made for the Las Vegas Lights. Earlier this week, the franchise revealed their brand new colors, their jerseys, and they certainly were quite a hit.
We couldn't be more excited to have Zappos as our presenting partner. They represent downtown Las Vegas. They represent everything that we want to represent. When you look at two companies, two cultures, two groups, the synergies are amazing. Zappos represents looking outside the box. Zappos represents having fun. Zappos represents a new culture, a new way of thinking, and that's exactly what we want Lights FC to represent. When we started this team, we had a blank sheet of paper, and we looked for people in the Las Vegas community that were for Las Vegas, by Las Vegas, of Las Vegas. Zappos was at the top of that list. They represent exactly what we want to be. We couldn't be more excited to be shoulder to shoulder with them with our jersey.
It's really exciting. About a year ago, it came up on the Zappos radar that Brett Lashbook with the Las Vegas Lights was trying to bring a professional soccer team to Las Vegas. To be honest, after meeting Brett and the team that he had assembled, he was so full of energy and they were so excited about bringing a team to downtown. Zappos was kind of sold after our initial meeting that we wanted to be part of the Las Vegas Lights football team. We started to look at what having a pro soccer team downtown could bring to the community. After signing the agreement, we worked on designing or helping to design the jersey. We have a great gift shop on the Zappos campus, and we're going to be featuring a lot of the Lights merchandise. You know, another thing that's great is this year, 2018, it's the World Cup. So soccer is on the forefront on the world stage again, and it's really great that the Las Vegas Lights can launch at the same year as the World Cup's going on, and that you can have this experience, especially for our Las Vegas community, right in your backyard.
We are Vegas. This is the entertainment capital of the world. We have to be different. No cookie cutter, nothing traditional, nothing that any other team has. From our name, from our logo, from our jersey, it's gotta represent Las Vegas, downtown Las Vegas, being different and being wow.
My name is Fernando Cabestany. I do many different things here at Zappos. I'm an art director, I would say. When Zappos partnered with Las Vegas Lights, they approached us, or they gave us the opportunity to design the jersey, which was super exciting. Like, I love soccer, and I love soccer jerseys, actually. So it was super exciting to me. They approached me, and I said yes, of course. Yeah, we started working with them. So the Lights already had a logo, which was a big part of it. It had to define the color scheme, and the Lights team already had an idea of using lights, like neon lights, and I thought it was a great element, but I wanted to like portray a lot more of what we are, like people, as people in Las Vegas, like show, like it's so rich, it's such a rich culture, and people are so like nice and warm. So I just wanted to show that it's the blood that runs in our body. So I wanted to show that passion. I wanted to show that energy. I wanted to show that. It's a great honor to me to be able to design the first jersey of the first professional soccer team in Las Vegas. Like, it was, I like a lot of teams, but now it's Las Vegas Lights.
Let's play soccer, Vegas.
So much hard work has gone into getting this franchise off the ground, led by Brett Lashbrook. A tremendous job here in Las Vegas on opening night, the first exhibition. No score at the half. We've got plenty more to come.
Bill. Coupon. Bill. Paul Dean.
Oh, reminder. Time to pay the sewer bill.
Aha. Aha. That's it now. Check book. Check book.
Pull this up online. Done.
Where are the stamps? Where are the stamps? Ah. Oh, hello. I'm Mayor Goodman.
No, I'm Mayor Goodman.
Sewer bill done. That was easy. Power bill.
Now you can save time. Pay your sewer bill online. Go to lasvegasnevada.gov.
Manicure.
One in 3 pets will become lost at some point during their lifetime. Fortunately, microchip implementation can make it much easier to find your missing friend. Microchip implementation is easy and painless, and if you keep up to date on the registration, can make it incredibly easy to find your missing pet. Visit animalfoundation.com to find out more about microchip implementation at our low-cost vaccine clinic.
Here's your Las Vegas history moment. Haldord Days date back to the 1940s. Las Vegas was making a transition from little desert town to major tourist destination. Hotels such as the El Cortez, the Golden Nugget, and the Horseshoe were opening up and were welcoming visitors from all over the country. During that same time, city leaders wanted to create an event that would not only entertain visitors, but would give locals a chance to show their pride in their city and its roots. In the beginning, it consisted of a parade and rodeo, then grew to include other attractions such as the Whiskerino contest and carnivals. It ceased to exist in the 1990s, but was resurrected by Mayor Oscar Goodman in 2005 in honor of our city's 100th birthday. Historic projects like this help protect and preserve the city's history. They are made possible from the proceeds from the purchase of the Las Vegas Centennial license plate.
If you're wanting to help animals find their forever homes, please consider fostering as a wonderful way to contribute. By opening up your hearts and homes for as little as a few weeks, you can help save the lives of pets who are sick, injured, or underage, and who simply need a quiet, stress-free environment and a little TLC. No special skills are needed, just dedication, time, and patience. Please visit animalfoundation.com to learn more.
Here at Cashman Field, 0-0 your score. Las Vegas Lights FC keeping Montreal of the MLS off the scoreboard in the first 45 minutes. And this is the first of 3 spring training matches for Lights FC, as we invite you to join us next Saturday, February 17th at 8 p.m. as the Lights take on the Whitecaps of Vancouver. And be sure, if you're coming to the game, the Zappos tailgate, beer garden, food trucks, live music starting at 5:30 p.m. as well. So much going on here around the stadium at Cashman Field. It has been an amazing night so far, and still a second half to play. We'll get you ready for it when we return.
If you're wanting to help animals find their forever homes, please consider fostering as a wonderful way to contribute. By opening up your hearts and homes for as little as a few weeks, you can help save the lives of pets who are sick, injured, or underage, and who simply need a quiet, stress-free environment and a little TLC. No special skills are needed, just dedication, time, and patience. Please visit animalfoundation.com to learn more.
Here's your Las Vegas history moment. Las Vegas High School opened its doors to students in the fall of 1930 and is the oldest standing high school in the city. Nestled right in the heart of downtown at 7th and Bridger, the Art Deco structure sits on land once owned by the Union Pacific Railroad. The protected historical building and city landmark operated for 63 years as a high school before being renamed the Las Vegas Academy for the Performing Arts in 1993. But the proud name and tradition of Las Vegas High School lives on with a new school campus built on the east end of Sahara Avenue. A monument created by Las Vegas High School alumni stands in front of the Las Vegas Academy, reproducing the sacred senior squares started by some of the campus's original students. The monument allows people to see all of the vibrant colors of the squares spanning over 40 years of popular graphic styles and emblems of each graduating class from 1941 to 1998. Those who buy the Las Vegas Centennial license plate help preserve and protect the city's history because proceeds fund projects like this. Grants to help celebrate, preserve, and provide education about the city's history are also available. For more information, call 702-229-6672.
Getting set for the second 45 minutes here in Las Vegas. Lights FC and Montreal Impact. A clean sheet after one half of play. Drew Felios, Morgan Conklin. Take a look at some of the highlights of the opening half of play. Daniel Lovitz. Ferrino was very active from the start, and for the first, say, 25 minutes, Morgan, Ricardo Ferrino put on a show.
Well, he definitely established the tempo that this team was going to play with, which sounds kind of funny that a goalkeeper established the tempo, but he was quick off his line. He won the battles that he needed to win. He obviously, his kicking game helped into building the attack. And when Las Vegas got on the other end, they had a couple opportunities. This was really one of their best. Lugo was able to keep the ball in play. Diaz was wide, tried his best to get a deflection, but it was called a goal kick, so Vegas wasn't able to build off that opportunity.
Going to be really interesting here, the second 45, to see if Las Vegas can improve the chemistry, get some more shots on goal in the second half. Look at the upcoming matches. Told you about Vancouver, then DC United coming in to Cashman Field right after that. And then, Morgan, things get real. Start the USL season at Fresno on March 17th.
And obviously that's a matchup between two clubs that are now new to the USL with Fresno and the Lights, but then their home opener, Reno 1868, who had an outstanding season last year. They are so strong offensively. They were last year. So I'm really interested in that game being the official home opener the regular season, how they do against a Reno team that has such a strong attack just coming off last year.
Yeah, you sense Fresno and Las Vegas are going to be rivals for years to come, and this Las Vegas sports scene just continues to boom. In the NHL, the Golden Knights right now first place in the Western Conference Pacific Division. You've got Las Vegas Raiders in the NFL starting play in a couple years, and now pro soccer is here as well. And if there's any indication how this would go over with the locals tonight, has answered all those questions. A resounding yes. So the Lights now will move from right to left. Montreal, led by that guy right there, Matteo Mancosu, the Italian forward. Move from left to right. Again, Montreal, 9th out of 11 teams last year in the MLS Eastern Conference. Certainly lots of room to improve. They were a little concerned about their conditioning coming into this match. And, you know, whenever you're a team like Montreal, there's not a lot that can really make you look better in a match like this. It's almost like there's a lot to lose, not much to gain, playing a team looking to get on the map of the soccer world. I think, though, after the first 45, the impact played pretty well.
I think they did what they needed to do. They created chances. Did they finish those chances? No, but they were creating them. It was difficult to break down that Las Vegas pressure, but when they did, they were able to find that exit pass, which allowed them to create, which allowed them a couple shots on goal. But going back to what you said about their fitness not quite being there, and speaking with their head coach, it's more so not fitness, but it's the longevity of the fitness, being able to play at a high level for 90 minutes. It's early in the season. Not a lot of teams can do that. Obviously, you lose a little bit in the offseason, so you're not at the same level you were at the end of the 2017 season. But that's what he was speaking to.
Calderon now working from the left side. Double teamed over there. As Jackson Hamel enters the game. And the crowd responding to the lights as Mendoza tries to track it down. So Clement Diop starting the second half for Montreal. Also David Chonier, the Canadian midfielder. Down on the field right now, there's Mancosu, who was struck on the back of the neck. Let's take one more look at that, see if we can get a look. Couldn't get a good look at what happened that time. Possession will belong to the Impact. So Clement Diop, goalkeeper out of France, will start the second half in net for Montreal, 24 years old. Evan Bush did not face much attack from the lights in the first half, but Clement Diop, the backup goalie, will get a chance to get loose here in this exhibition.
For Diop, this is a good opportunity because it's pretty established that the Montreal goalkeeper is going to be Evan Bush. It's been that way for years. Most likely is going to be like that. But these games early in the season, preseason, allows players, especially in a position like a goalkeeper where you really don't ever change your goalkeeper unless there's an injury or something is absolutely necessary. It's a chance for Diop to, one, just get some minutes, get that experience, but also maybe prove a point. Maybe try to continue to push Bush, make him even better, but also fight for that spot.
Yeah, it's always healthy too, Morgan, to have competition in camp. The last thing you want is players to come in with sort of a laid-back mentality, resting on their laurels. Got to compete for spots no matter your status, as Herrera Perla throws it in now for the lights. So on one side, you got a team, players trying to reestablish their positions. Depth continues to be built. Krolicki hits the deck that time. And for Las Vegas, you've got players simply trying to get on the map for the first time. One thing that you will see that is consensus, though, with these Las Vegas players, it almost seemed like it was standard, Morgan, to play for this franchise speaking Spanish, being bilingual, especially when you're suiting up for Chilis.
Well, that was one thing that we were told when they were looking for a head coach, when the lights were, one of the characteristics they wanted in a coach was being bilingual, being able to speak English and Spanish. But I think one thing that has been apparent across the board is most of these players have experience playing in Mexico, but a lot of them see this as an opportunity to learn and to play for Chilis. And I think that's great. Obviously, it's great to learn from a coach. You want to continue to learn at a high level, but for these players to come to this team, to want to play for this franchise and to want to play for Chilis, I think it really builds just that bite to the game, and it builds that passion amongst the team because you have a coach that these players really want to play and learn from.
And there is the backup goalie, Clement Diop, handling for the first time. Fans of Las Vegas have to announce this because it is so important. If the Lights win tonight, Plaza Hotel and owner Brett Lashbrook will hand out 10 $100 win bonuses following the game. That is the Plaza Hotel 3 goal guarantee. If Lights win tonight, 10 $100 win bonuses go out to the fans. How about that? Cabrera comes up to fight for it for the impact. Diallo now playing out of the center circle. Krolicki also touching. And the Lights come up with the interception. Herrera, Perla. And now quickly work it upfield. And that pass simply a little too far ahead. Looked like he had Calderon on the left side. Morgan, what happened?
Drew, that's something I mentioned in the first half. It's these opportunities, you get the numbers for it, but that final pass is just a touch off. The ball's played too close to goal. It needs to come at an angle away from goal because you have Calderon getting forward. He's able to get on the end of that, but if it's not played at an angle, it's too direct and you can't get there.
Vargas sent it out that time. And it looks like we're going to have a throw-in on the far side for Montreal. 52nd minute. Still looking for our first goal. Hernandez. Now Mendoza tosses it in. Ferrino still in goal for Las Vegas and making players miss for Montreal.
That's a great ball played in. On the ground, finding Calderon. He's able to collect it and then looks wide. I love that idea. That diagonal ball just runs out a touch. But going back real quick to Ferrino, I love the confidence. I love that he wants to play with his feet. I think 2 times is enough for this game because if you get a little too confident, keep trying to keep it on your foot, it's great to beat an attacker as a goalkeeper, but I think trying that 3 times might be a little dangerous.
Yeah, Ferrino has certainly been the star of this match for the Las Vegas Lights. He has won over the home crowd at Cashman Field. Now Montreal will toss this one in from the near side. Jackson Hamel, Canadian forward. Now it's Tater.
Drew, you were mentioning how, fans are getting their first experience with these Lights players and all that. It hasn't exactly been like that because most of the trainings from the that Vegas has put on have been open. They're allowing fans to come to them. They put it out on their Twitter when the trainings are, where it will be, and I love that. I think that is a way to really build this fan base, especially what they were doing before the first official match, the way that they were able to have the players available. They would go to outings, to have the fans come out to training and really see what these players are like when you're not under the bright lights. I think that is awesome. I think it's a way for fans to really connect with the players. And for me, it seems like it's almost built that energy. It's helped with that. Obviously, everything that the Lights are doing just differently helps build that energy, but the fact that they've already kind of met the players the fans have, I think that's awesome.
Far side now, Las Vegas just outside the 18, trying to get this one in range. Stay with it, off the foot, and just to the right. As Diop knew that he was under pressure, and again, the Lights just trying to square this one up.
And I love the work wide from Hernandez. The cut is there, just not a clear shot from Alatorre. He doesn't get clear, but it's because the cut wasn't clean. It's tough defensively when you have a player on you defensively like that. It's a good cut, but the ball wasn't clean across, so then the shot's not completely clean.
Mendoza going down that time for the Lights. Las Vegas trying to establish some tempo here. Tater for Montreal. And Morgan, I will say I'm a bit surprised that the Lights have sort of controlled the tempo here over the last 10 minutes. I thought perhaps in the second half the legs would get a little rubbery. That has not happened just yet.
I really can't say that I'm surprised because it's 10 minutes out of half. For a team that is so energetic, that plays so high pressure, and did so to start the game. Obviously, it slows down a little bit as the half goes on, but they regroup at halftime, and I can only imagine what Chalise is saying to this team. They want the energy, they want the effort, they want the pressure. So for them to come out of half and bring that, that's what I expected, and that's something that's going to make them tough to play against throughout the season if they can continue that and keep that. And if that is a characteristic of their team, you're going to have teams really fearing starting the second half against the Lights.
Vargas was on the deck that time, the 20-year-old from Chile. And a careless pass by the Lights. Chonier with Ferrino coming up to play it once again. So another breakout thwarted for Montreal. And now the Lights working quickly again. Ball into the box. And the rebound right there. You saw Diop come out. Second time he has been under fire here in the last few minutes. Keep an eye on the counter, though, with Piatti. Deflected by Wiki, and he'll chase it down. Let's take one more look.
Drew, that last build-up started with that really nice ball from Ferrino. It went all the way wide to Alatorre. He sent in a bending ball to Sammy Ochoa, who came in. He has a lot of experience in this league, played with Sacramento last year. He's a big, strong target forward, uses his body well. So the fact that Alatorre is able to play that ball over the top, Ochoa is great with his body positioning, able to back up, hold off his defender, and he headed that ball directly down where it needed to go into the path of an oncoming runner, which is what he needs to do as a target forward.
So Clement Diop, goal kick coming up for Montreal. Got a warm welcome from Las Vegas offensively. They've had a couple nice chances over the last few minutes. You just get the sense, too, the crowd energy still very much in the match here in the 58th minute. Samuel Ochoa, the forward with Sacramento last season, number 37, getting involved for the home team.
And he was just recently added to this Las Vegas roster, but like I said, he's a player that is big, he's your target forward, and he's really good when the ball comes in there, using his body, backing up against defenders, and bringing it down like he just did in that last sequence with Portugal, which is a great attribute to have, especially when you are bringing in a sub or trying to figure out where players play. If you have a forward who's really tricky and kind of have the ball at his feet like they had with Lugo, and then you bring in a Sammy Ochoa or match him up, it's a great pair that you can make.
Chonier tried the service. Piatti will chase it down for the impact. Now Vargas. Marked very tightly, tried to squirt one through, and an open lane. Trying to play recovery is Ferrino, and somehow he avoids danger once again. Unbelievable. How in the heck did he muster that?
I don't know how that ball was played through the Las Vegas back line. That ball was slipped directly through, but Ferrino's quick off his line.
Well, Ferrino certainly has the magic tonight, and sometimes a little bit of luck to keep the clean sheet alive here in the 59th minute.
Well, and what I love best about what Ferrino does is he's beat. The first touch gets past him, but he keeps his eye on the ball, and that is just effort, trying to see where the ball's going. Because the first step, he's gone. He's behind the attacker, but he stays with it, and he's aggressive.
Well, Morgan, you said it. He did not give up on that ball, and it saved a goal. Here's Calderon with the free kick. Ball's got some carry to it, and it simply sails a little bit too far that time. Well, be sure to come early to every Las Vegas Lights FC game for the Zappos tailgate. Beer garden, food trucks, live music as well, all starting at 5:30 p.m. The Zappos tailgate for each and every home contest. Zappos a huge part of this Las Vegas Lights FC franchise, Morgan. It's one of our favorite websites to do our shopping day in and day out.
I am a huge Zappos fan. I get their free one-day business shipping, which is great, but also probably pretty bad for my bank account. I love Zappos. I'm all about the partnership. Their customer service is incredible. I love it.
Well, they certainly love the Lights, and likewise for this young team. Sent back again. Clement Diop is getting a workout here for Montreal. And again, Las Vegas sort of dictating the tempo here, the first part of this second 45. Grolicki came up that time and will set the ball down just outside the center circle. And now things getting just a little testy, and the Lights trying to set an early tone. They're not going to be pushed around here on their home field. Temperament right now on the pitch. Morgan is getting a little hot. So as our official continues to sort this out, inaugural season Lights tickets. For season tickets include a team jersey this year. For more details, visit lightsfc.com/tickets. Inaugural season tickets include a team jersey. More details, lightsfc.com/tickets. So that's a lot to sort out on the field. And let's see where they start here. See a line change about to come in for Montreal. They're set to empty their bench. Chris Duval enters the game. Also, Ray Talla, number 22. Marco Donadel as well, the Italian midfielder, is in the game wearing number 33. So let's see if the fresh legs here will make a difference for the Impact, or perhaps can the Las Vegas Lights take advantage of the newcomers and make something happen. Oh, again, gambling leaves an open goal, and the Impact capitalize quickly. The goal by Michael Salazar. And Montreal on the board here in the 64th minute. Ricardo Ferrino gambled that time like he has so many times here tonight, and Morgan had finally cost him.
And Salazar, a player who just stepped onto the field. That's a moment when mentally you have to be aware. You have players coming on wanting to make an impact, wanting to get their first couple touches on the ball. So mentally you have to be focused. You obviously don't always see line changes in soccer, but still you cannot shut down, you cannot shut off, because it's a moment they can capitalize.
So the first goal in franchise history conceded by the Lights. And let's see how they respond. Crowd certainly knew how to respond with a chorus of boos after that goal. Calderon now will put in the dirt for Las Vegas. Calderon tried the cross. Now Wiki will chase it down. Some air under this one. Lights able to keep it alive. Traffic though inside the 18. Wiki will toss it again on the near side. Calderon. Salazar sends it downfield, right to Ferrino.
I get what Ferrino's doing. He's high off his line. He can't really settle that ball as it comes back, but his first touch pops the ball in the air. So he plays a terrible ball to his teammate, which is then they're just trying to force it out because it's not clean. And those are little things. It doesn't seem like much, But if Ferrino's able to settle that or just clear it first time, this Lights team can step forward and they don't have to worry about Montreal coming back down at them.
Oh, deflection that time, and it's into the goal again. Back-to-back goals by the Impact. So the great play by Ferrino. And the last few minutes comes crashing down. The Impact with their second goal, and it came off, looked like it was Weeky. That's an own goal for the Lights. Just bad luck that time as he was trying to clear.
And that's frustrating because there are so many players around the box in the area, and Ferrino does a nice job coming off his line, but sometimes there just has to be some composure in those moments. Obviously leading to the first goal, just some composure, play the right ball at the right time. There's moments when you need to clear first time. There's moments you can keep the ball at your feet, but you have to read it and see what's in front of you. In that moment, could he have come off his line and dove on the ball and kept it? Probably, because we've seen him come off his line before with his feet, but if he can get his hands on that, there's no deflection that even happens.
Morgan, it's amazing because you had just mentioned about the importance of how Ferrino clears the ball, and then seconds later, an own goal. Backpedaling now. He'll come up and play it at the last moment. And again, I think gambling is the right word. And this time, it's going to self-destruct again. Just dragging down. Player for the Impact is Ferrino. That looks like it's going to be a red card, and his night is going to be through.
He knew it. He started running off the field before it happened, but that's what I'm saying is there has to be composure. I understand this is really the first match. There's a lot of emotions. He's frustrated because of what's happened before. He's been playing so great for Ferrino. Just collect that ball. I like the idea how he was backing up, waiting for the ball to come to him. It wasn't going to get there in time. Just clear it. There's no need to try to dribble around two MLS forwards. When you're really making your impact in this league, there's no need to do that. Just clear it, and you're safe.
So Ricardo Ferrino had a flair for the dramatic for most of this game, but in the last few minutes, it all came crashing down. And you're right, too much dribbling, got the best of him, and then just clearly dragging down.
And the reason why that is so much of an issue is because if he keeps the ball at his feet, his defenders are wide, waiting, just opening up space, waiting to get the ball. But if he dribbles, they're probably not expecting their goalkeeper to beat all these defenders, so they are out of position, cannot get back in time. He's forced to foul to not give up a goal. But now what I'm looking at, how do the Lights respond to this? I wanted to know how they responded to the 2 goals against. Obviously now, how do you respond to the 2 goals against and a red card against your goalkeeper?
So Angel Alvarez now the new goalie for Las Vegas. Of course, that red card going to cost the Lights. So Las Vegas now a man down for the final 20 plus. Alvarez we met in the open. He'll be tested here as Donadell puts the free kick in play. So overall, Morgan, as Ferrino exits tonight, he certainly made his mark. It's almost like the party started here on this field tonight, and he certainly started and he left with a bang, didn't he? But you think composure is something that down the line, goalies simply must have.
Yeah, it's learning to just be composed and picking your moments when to be fancy back there.
Sure.
Obviously, he adds to their attacking style, and sometimes that's on, but sometimes it's not. But you also have to remember, this crowd, they love seeing that footwork. They love it. So he's probably pumped up by that. He's confident, which is a great thing. But it's just picking your moments, because if you do the same move 5 times, when you try it the 6th time, everyone knows what you're going to do. So it just comes down to choosing decision-making and choosing the right thing.
Well, win or lose, it has certainly been a memorable night here at Cashman Field First ever contest for Las Vegas Lights FC, and official attendance numbers just coming in to our booth. 10,387, a sellout. These fans were in their seats early. Remember, over 2.2 million people in Las Vegas, and tonight proving they were hungry for this beautiful game of soccer. There are going to be some great moments in years to come with this franchise. Las Vegas Lights FC, welcome to the USL. '72nd minute, trailing by 2 goals. The last an own goal by Wiki. And Wiki getting some shout outs from the home fans. Wind continues to blow out west. Perla was looking for Thomas that time. Matt Thomas, midfielder number 21 for the Lights, in the game for the first time. He's a guy we're going to be watching very closely, guy with local ties, very physical player. He's sort of an enforcer. Morgan always seems to get things done on the pitch.
Wynn is also a player that is really aggressive when he steps to the ball, which is a player that Chalise really likes. He likes when his players are aggressive, when they work really hard, when they're feisty, when they get stuck into tackles, and that's exactly the type of player that Thomas is. Something else, talking about Thomas, that I want to keep an eye out on as this season progresses. Chalise has mentioned in his style of play, the way that he coaches, there's 5 ways to attack. And he said Thomas is a player that's able to find the correct way at the correct time. And I think that's something, obviously, we don't see them in training, and that's something that will kind of evolve over the course of the season, will be apparent, just how he chooses the right moment at the right time.
Previous play, where a player went down, tough to see there, where the contact happened. But it was Michael Salazar. Salazar was the player who scored the first goal of the night for Montreal, just seconds after entering the game, taking advantage of a mistake by Ricardo Ferrino. Here are the attendance figures being announced to this Cashman Field crowd. Boy, wouldn't it be something to send these fans home with a goal? Another cross that had a chance, but just overplayed a little bit. Matt Thomas was in the vicinity. Perla tosses it in. Traffic right in front of the goal. Diop has to scramble and is able to recover it. Sent out by Alvarez. Alvarez came out far that time. Salazar again. Nice pass to the right side. A solid move and nearly a finish before help came over from number 21, Matt Thomas.
And that's a hard tackle from Thomas. A really nice job, though, of dropping and getting in behind. The way that he comes back in, it's a smart tackle. He has to obviously be careful in the box. You cannot just go flying in. You have to be very precise with the way that you tackle, but he did a nice job of following into that central spot.
Another good job by Alvarez. Angel Alvarez sends it out now for the Lights. Oscar Hernandez can't get to it for Las Vegas. In case you're just joining us, no score after one half of play. Not many scoring chances in the first half for the Lights, playing in their very first exhibition. Did dictate the play in the first 10 minutes of the second half, but their goalie, Ricardo Ferrino, gambling a few times and coming up empty. Montreal getting 2 goals here in the second half. That's their edge right now. Alatorre able to keep possession, doing it with 2 players marking him very tightly, and a yellow card drawn that time.
I have to say, I've been extremely impressed with the response from the Lights after those 2 goals, after losing Ferrino to the yellow card. It really could have unraveled after that. You lose, obviously you give up the 2 goals, and then you lose your anchor, your goalkeeper, who's really brought the energy throughout the game, but they've done a nice job of establishing their attack again, and then Alvarez coming in has done a great job in the back coming in for Ferrino.
Chonier handed the yellow card. That's the 3rd yellow tonight on the impact. Perla trying to get Ochoa moving forward.
When the ball's been right around that spot, kind of in between the 18 and midfield, but closer to the 18, that's when there's been breakdowns for Las Vegas. You see Ochoa coming across, the ball's hit way too hard. There's no chance he can get there. There's been a couple times that players look to cross the ball in and float it in. They don't get under it enough, so it's scuffed out easily by the defense. That's just decision making. It'll come with time. It'll come with playing together. But I like the fact that they're getting the ball in that dangerous position. The final pass has to be better. The texture has to be there. The way that they hit it, how high they hit it, getting it over the back line, stuff. Those decisions have to be a little bit tighter.
There's Perla taking it away for Las Vegas, and now Ochoa uses that big body to ward off a few defenders. If you're going to grade the Lights tonight on sheer effort, I would give them an A. I think it has been absolutely fabulous. But Morgan, you are so right. Scoring chances, timing, knowing where your teammate is going to be, and of course that all-important final third. It has not quite been there tonight for the Lights.
And it makes you think if they were able to sneak in a quick goal coming out of half, when they brought that energy. You mentioned how the first 10 minutes they were really establishing that pacey play. If they were able to get one in there, or maybe not give up one of those 2 goals, or not even give up the first one, that really would set a total different tone, and this second half could be completely different.
Zach Drake set to come in for Las Vegas. Keep in mind, coming into tonight, none of these Lights players have been signed to full contracts just yet. So pretty much everybody is on trial right now. And I guarantee you, after tonight, Chalice is going to put in this film. And Morgan, what do you think the Las Vegas head coach is going to be most pleased with looking at his team? What do you think some of those positives are? Do you think it's probably effort?
Well, I think no matter what, effort is going to be one of the positives, but also the high pressure. They brought that early, and it wasn't just high pressure, it was high pressure with numbers and the way they really would get around the ball together as a team. I think some of the players that have come in, I think Sammy Ochoa has done a good job, so I think you look at the impact made from some of these subs. I think you have a player like Matt Thomas coming in, really putting in the effort. Earlier, Oscar Hernandez came in earlier in the second half, and he was getting down the line, creating chances. So I think those are things that you definitely take away as positives. In terms of moving the ball down the field, it was a little direct at times, but that's something that works for their style of play. That's something to take away. Also, I have been, obviously, the own goal win against him, if you want to say that, but Joel Wiki, I've been extremely impressed with him in the back, along with Garduño, the way that they work together and really control the tempo. They're so calm on the back line, so that's a positive to take away. You have those strong central players. And then, like we've said, Alatorre, just the experience he brings and the way he's able to help his players on that right side of the back line, he's been strong. So there's definitely bright spots. It's been a learning moment. You learn a lot in a real match, in a real atmosphere, but I think there's a ton of positives to take away.
Less than 10 minutes now in regulation time. Zach Drake handling for the Lights. Alvarez, second goalie Las Vegas used tonight. In case you missed it, Ricardo Ferrino put on a show in the first half. Second half, though, strategy backfired just a little bit. 2 goals conceded by Las Vegas, and one just simply a little bit careless. Have a whistle there, and Portugal sorting things out. Number 26 for the Lights, going to be a key player moving forward. Lights trying to get one more blast off. Matt Thomas, that is what he does best.
I love that first touch from Thomas. If he wants the ball on his left foot, he did a nice job of bringing it down quick and then getting the shot off, knowing that he had a defender coming at him. It's difficult, but I liked what he did there. It was so quick, and that's what you have to do.
Vegas again inside the 6. Just have to get a head on it right there, Morgan. It was for the taking. Thomas again. Nice move, one-on-one. Here's the cross. Oh, trying to get airborne that time. Hernandez had a shot at it. Just couldn't elevate high enough.
Great individual work from Matt Thomas to get wide, but that man right there, Alatorre, set that whole thing up. When he got the ball, he took a touch central, which drew his defender, and then he sprayed it wide at a diagonal, which gave Thomas time to get to the ball. Then you saw the incredible, just little touch, good footwork to get the cross off. But that's what I'm talking about. Alatorre, he's your defender. He's an outside back, but the way he gets into the attack and just his playmaking abilities, he was all the way central, maybe even on the left side of the field when he's your right back.
Well, if you are the Lights, got to love the way some of these reserves have come into the game and really taken the initiative.
And I don't even know if you can call them reserves right now. I mean, technically, yes, they came in. They were substitutes into the game. But this early, the Lights are trying to figure out their lineup, their roster. There's really no set positions. So the fact that we've been impressed by those players who have gotten less minutes tonight, that's a good thing for them because maybe they'll get more minutes in the next game. But they're coming in and they're making the most of their time. And that's so important, obviously, in every game, but so early in the season, they have to make the most of that time.
Alvarez slides over to collect one more. Here as we are 85 minutes in. Some of the fans have filed out after taking in their very first Las Vegas Lights experience. It's a very tough ticket to get tonight. And how about the electric company? You see the group right there, left side of your screen, right on top of Clement Diop. Morgan, they were in their seats as soon as the gates open, cheering, noisemakers in hand, flags waving from the start. They are going to set the tone for the fans, for the fandom of this franchise for years to come.
And it's so important to this club. Obviously, all clubs have their supporter section, but a new club, it's so important, all the buzz around them, and like you said, they're just setting the tone.
Impact working quickly as well. Several academy players in the game right now. There's Duval. Oh, right up top the 18, but offsides at that time is Balbi Noti. There you take a look at the electric company, something that I think is certainly going to catch on. Right now, just over 300 followers on Twitter. Of course, you got to have a Twitter page. And I expect that number to balloon after tonight.
Yeah, that'll definitely change soon, especially with the tailgates and their appearances there. Definitely is going to change.
For sure. Well, I think no matter what, if you are Las Vegas and you do concede this one 2-0, still, you were able to hang with an established MLS team for 90 minutes. Light still working downfield with Hernandez. And I know, Morgan, the goals came off of Ferrino mistakes, but let's face it, he kept Las Vegas in the match in the first 45 minutes. So a couple mistakes, maybe you live with exhibition play. First 45, he was dominant.
Well, Andy just helped them establish their play early on, coming off his line, playing the ball, starting the attack. But one thing I was paying attention to early in this game was knowing that the Lights defenders like to get forward, they like to press. They had to be careful that if they won the ball when they were dispossessed, that Montreal didn't go back at them knowing that they were out of position. Because if your defenders are high, if they lose the ball, you're in trouble. But that being said, I didn't see that a lot, which is definitely a positive to take away. But like you said, a learning moment for Ferrino is it's bad when your defenders get dispossessed, but when your goalkeeper is dispossessed, probably the worst of them all. So that's a learning moment, but definitely a positive to take away that the press defensively worked out for them and they didn't get caught on it.
Alatorre now the long throw-in. Ball played by Wiki. Wiki has run all over this pitch here tonight. Zach Drake to toss it in now, and we will have no extra time here in this first ever exhibition. So the final minute coming up from Las Vegas, and what has been an eventful opener for the Lights. So the Montreal Impact will leave Las Vegas with an unforgettable experience. And for the Lights, also a night that they are going to remember for a very long time. They held their own for many minutes of this match. Their goalkeeper, Ricardo Ferrino, dazzled for most of it. That was before Michael Salazar broke the ice for Montreal, and then there was no looking back for the team from the MLS, and it looks like we are getting a little bit of extra time here at Cashman Field. And there you go. The final score, Montreal 2, Las Vegas nothing. History made tonight for the Las Vegas Lights as a new USL franchise is born. We'll wrap this one up. Much more coming up from Las Vegas right after this.
Giving food to the homeless on the streets may seem like a good idea, but unfortunately, here's what's likely to happen.
Can you see the food and debris that is left on the street? This is an example of well-intentioned individuals that are bringing food down for our homeless population. In reality, what happens is this food ends up on the street and creates additional health problems, additional sanitation issues, and creates a horrible environment for our homeless citizens. It's better to direct your donations to one of the many fine agencies prepared to give the homeless nutritious, fresh, and healthy meals. These agencies can also provide a number of additional resources that are available to make a positive difference in the lives of those who are struggling to survive.
We thank you for caring, but it's best to give to our homeless population with dignity and compassion by helping the social services agencies designed to assist the homeless and make sure your good intentions are helping, not hurting our homeless citizens.
We do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Cashman Field following a victory for the Montreal Impact of MLS over the Las Vegas Lights FC. Out of the USL, 2-0 was your final score with Morgan Conklin. I'm Drew Felios. What a night it was. As you take a look at some of the highlights, and there were plenty of them. Pressure applied by Montreal, but you see Ricardo Ferrino taking chance after chance, and those chances paying off for the home team early on. He put on a show, the crowd responded, and Las Vegas Lights, it was buzzing in the first 45, Morgan. Things were really going well.
And Ferrino was doing what he needed to do, controlling his box, helping in the attack the other way. Probably the best opportunity for Las Vegas in the first half. They weren't able to connect, weren't able to get the deflection. Coming out of the half, they had the intensity, they had the energy that they needed. Obviously a mistake from Ferrino led to a couple troubles, but if they were able to put one away in those first 10 minutes in the second half, this would be a total different game.
Yeah, certainly had some chances, especially the start of that second half. We want to tell you about our Laborers Local numbers 872, presenting the hardest working man of the match. It could have been a host of players tonight, but Marcelo Alatorre really shined for the Lights.
And coming into this game, we knew he would be a player that they depend on, they count on. They say he's a mentor to the younger players. Defensively, he was strong in that outside back position, but I loved how he got forward and created into the attack.
Well, over 10,000 took in this very first contest for the Lights, 10,387 to be exact. And it was an experience they will never forget. And 1 week from today, let's do it again. The Vancouver Whitecaps come in here to Cashman Field. That Saturday, February 17th, 8 o'clock is your start time from here in Las Vegas. Morgan, this was certainly an experience we'll never forget.
Absolutely a fun one, and congrats to Las Vegas, officially their first match.
The Las Vegas Lights are born in USL play. Hope you enjoyed it. What a night from Las Vegas. 2-0 your final score, but so much more took place here in Sin City. Las Vegas Lights 0, Montreal 2. We'll see you next week here in the USL.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.